Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our lesson. So, we will now continue our discussion for the lesson two. And this time, we are now going to talk about riddles. Okay, so allow me to go to the slides for our riddle discussion. Okay, there you go. All right, so again, a riddle is one of those literary works, especially that started in the past, as you know, um, there was no communication or systems of communication yet before, and so that's why a riddle is also one of those literary works that are traditional. Okay, or in other words, it's also part of those literary works by word of mouth. Okay, now of course, I have a question for you. What is a riddle? Mhm. So I'm sure you have heard, um, you know, different riddles before when you were still very young. It can be in our dialect, no, in Visayan, or maybe in Filipino language, and even in English. So I'm pretty sure that you have an idea of what a riddle is. So now, let's proceed to the definition of riddle. Okay, there you go. So class, a riddle is bugtong in Filipino and tigmo in Cebuano. So it is an enigmatic questions, or those are enigmatic questions that are frequently used in narratives as contests and puzzles. So it describes something without actually naming what it is, leaving the reader to guess. Okay, so basically, class, no, riddles are type of literary output which call for the audience to guess the thing being described. So our multilingual country is rich in riddle. So some riddles are from different language group, even provide similar clues about the same object to be guessed. Others are more of, the problem solving type, which call not so much for one to guess or what is referred to, but it indicate the possible outcome of a given set of conditions. Okay. And this is what you need to remember, class, no? So when you answer a riddle, you must analyze the statement. So you have to read it again and again. Okay? Find clues from the words used. Okay? So also you have to be aware of how they are usually structured so that you can see a pattern. So, because its form may be using parallelism, contrasting statements, which may help you solve the riddle. So, in this topic class, we will talk about two sets of riddles. Okay? So, let us now go to the first part of our riddle. Are you guys ready? Let's go over. Okay, so I have here riddles of three linguistic groups describing the same objects. Now, you can see here versions from Visaya and Visayan version, a Ilocano version, and then Ibanag version. Let's read first the riddle in their dialect, and we will also read its translation in English, okay, so that we can better understand the riddle. And then while we are reading this one, you can then try to guess what is the object or thing or person that is being described in this riddle. Okay, so let's start reading the Visayan. It says here, taas og puti nga babay nagkaon sa iyang lawas. In English, a tall white lady eating her own body. Okay, now let's go to Ilocano version. Haan nga tao, haan nga hayop, agtid-tid-tid ti luwa na. In English, not human, nor animal, yet tears flow from its eyes. Okay, Next is ibanag. Sini pano itaday nga babay, kanan na bagi na amagururay. Who can that lovely lady be who eats her own body? Hmm. So, the English translation here in our lesson will definitely help us know in identifying or trying to guess what is the riddle being described here. So, can you try to guess, class? Yes. So, try to analyze um, the words used, the description. Okay. Okay. So, if you want to challenge more, in guessing with this one, you can pause the video. Okay. But now, let us reveal the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, the correct answer is candle or candila. Okay, all right. So I'm pretty sure that you got the correct answer. Probably most of you know. Okay, because I believe uh, this is one of the most popular riddles here in our country. Anyway, let's try to check if the clues given are really effective for us to identify the object that being described in this riddle. Okay, let's go over to Visayan. It says here a tall white lady eating her own body. So yeah, why do you think it uses a tall white lady? Okay, so definitely it's because usually a candle is white, right? And then eating her own body, what does that mean? Okay, good. So it actually, has its, dropping or sheds some droppings of its melted wax. Diba? Okay, so that's why eating her own body. Okay, in Ilocano, not human nor animal, yet tears flow from its eyes. Okay, so from the first, actually, there is contrasting um, idea here, no? Not human nor animal. Okay, so from that line, we can, already conclude that it is a non living thing or it's just an object. Okay, because it says here not a human nor animal. Okay, it's an object. And the contrasting part here is on the second line that says, yet tears flow from its eyes. So you see, an object doesn't really, shed some tear. Not only the humans and animals. However, in the first line, it says here, not human or animal. Right? Did you notice that one? Okay. So basically, in riddles like this one, it uses this kind of structure that is tricky and will actually, you know, um, will make you think of, about the statements critically, okay, and logically, of course. So, but in here it says not human or animal, yet tears flow from its eyes, and it definitely describes the candle, right? Okay. And for the Ibanez version, who can that lovely lady be who eats her own body? So this is actually just similar to Visayan, right? Okay, did you notice so in class? Okay, in what way uh, do the Visayan and Ibanag, um, have similarities? Okay, so basically it's because of the word lady, right? Lady. And then eats. So both versions um, use the words eat and lady. So they are very similar to each other. While the Ilocano version is totally different from the two because um, in the first place, it didn't use the words common to Visayan and Ibanag. Okay, and it has its contrasting idea in the first line and the second line. Did you notice that, class? Okay. Yeah, so that's how you can actually analyze a certain riddle. Okay, you have to analyze the words used, and of course, it's not going to be, very literal in any sense. Okay, because that is the beauty of riddle. You have to really guess it. You have to analyze, yeah, activate your critical thinking and logic. Okay, so here there are some. Actually, there are many forms of riddle, no, and usually a riddle is in the form of parallelism and rhyming words. Okay, so let's go first to what we call parallelism. It comes from the word parallel. Okay, but in this one here in literature, we will actually focus on its structure or how the idea is constructed. So when we say parallelism, it refers to the similarity in the wording or wordings of the lines. Okay? While rhyming words, so these are two or more words that have the same or similar ending sound. And I'm sure you know what rhyming words are because, usually it's used in poetry. Anyway, let's go back to our first riddle. Okay, now my question to you, class, is which version or versions use parallelism? Okay, which one? Mm-hmm. All right, so it's the Ibanag version. Now take a look at the Ibanag version in English. Okay, English translation. Who can that lovely lady be who eats her own buddy? So what makes it um, use or it's constructed through parallelism? In what way? Okay, if you notice this one, class, the two lines, um, start with the word who. Okay, who can that lovely lady be who eats her own buddy? So even if um, the lines, their common word, yeah, it's only one, like this one, who. That's already an indication of parallelism. And there are many more ways in how you can parallel um, the lines or how you can structure it through parallelism. Okay, it can be through the figures of speech used, um, um, whether it be the true form of the verb, infinitive, um, what else, or etc. No, okay. So anyway, the other two um, do not really use parallelism. Okay, now this time, which version or versions use or uses rhyming words? Okay, very good. It's the Visayan because of the words lady and buddy. Okay, well for the Ibanag, yes, that also uses kanang rhyming words na the be and the body. Okay, all right. So again, class, no, the the forms of the riddle is not limited to rhyming words and parallelism only. There are many other ways in how you can construct your idea in the riddle or description of a certain object. Okay? Okay. Now, this time, let's go to the second riddle. Okay. So, I have here, again, um, descriptions of a certain thing, person, human, in a riddle, and you need to guess it again. So they describe the same object. Okay? So let's read first the first one here, no? So it says here, the sea is wrapped by the earth is covered by bone. The bone is covered by hair, and the hair is covered by skin. Hmm. So from that, can you already identify what object is it? Not yet? Okay, let's read the second one. It says here that the one sent to fetch someone has not yet returned, but the one fetched has already arrived. Now, can you try to guess? Okay, so again, if you want to challenge yourself, you can pause this video. But this time, let us already reveal the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the answer is coconut. Okay, so I hope most of you got the correct answer. Yes, and let's try to analyze the statement used, the words used, to justify that the object being described is a coconut. Okay, let's go to the first one. It says here the sea is rough by the earth. So what do you think is the sea here? Okay, the sea here is the coconut juice or the liquid content of the coconut. Okay, so the sea is rough by the earth. So what do you think is the earth here? Okay, so the earth is the coconut meat. No, the edible part of the coconut. The white one that you can eat. No, that is the earth here. Next is the bone is, no, the earth is covered by bone. Okay. So the bone that covers the earth, that is the inner shell of the coconut to which the coconut meat is attached. Kanang brown ang color, no? Next is the bone is covered by hair. Okay, correct. Yeah, so kanang na-attached sa inner shell, di ba? So hair. So I think that's bunot, no? Okay. And the hair is covered by skin. All right. So the skin now, that is the cover, the hard outer shell of the coconut. So you see, the first one really described the coconut in a very effective way, no? Okay. So next, let's go to the second one. Okay, let's see if it justifies to the answer coconut. No, it says here the one sent to fetch someone has not yet returned, but the one fetched has already arrived. Okay, so who do you think is this? The one sent. Okay, the one sent here is the man who will climb the coconut tree. Yeah, to get the coconut fruit. Okay? All right. It's raining now. Okay, I hope you can still clearly hear me now. Okay, anyway, and who do you think is the one, or the someone that should be fetched by the one sent? Okay, so the someone here is not really a person, but it's the coconut. Did you get it, class? So that's how tricky our riddle is. If you will take it literally, it might be hard for you to guess. But because maybe you are going to think that, oh, this is a person because the riddle is using someone. Yes. But it's actually an object. It's a coconut. Did you get it? Okay, very good. So if we're going to analyze the book class, when someone climbs the coconut tree and gets the coconut up there, so he's not going to carry it at the back or when he's going down, but he will definitely throw it or drop it on the ground. Okay? All right. But of course, the person who's climbing up there will not jump right there and then, no, because it might be too risky. So he will slowly go down. Okay? So you see, this is true. That the answer is coconut. Okay, Now, this time, I'm going to ask you between these two, which one is descriptive or considered as descriptive riddle? I think you can already hear the sound of the brain, no? Okay, anyway, the descriptive here is the the first one. Okay, so as you can see, what is being described is the coconut fruit itself, no? Okay, it has a water, it has its covering. I mean, the white layer that is edible, something that you can eat. It has an inner shell, the hair, and then the outer shell. Diba? So that's descriptive. And of course, the other one is a problem-solving riddle. You see, it's a problem-solving class, of course, because um, you have to like you solve the problem, man. Why is um, the one fetched has already arrived, but the one sent to fetch has not yet returned. Something like that, diba? So you have to solve that kind of problem. That's why that is considered as problem-solving riddle. And there are many other problem-solving riddles that you can see on the internet class. So if you want to really challenge yourself, like you're bored or you have nothing to do, so you can actually definitely try to answer some riddles. Yeah, that can also exercise your um, intelligence. Yes. Okay. And another question, class. So before we end this discussion, um, which one uses parallelism? Okay. It is the first riddle. No? As you can see, it uses parallelism because from the first part of each line, it uses the word the plus a noun. Okay, and then with a comma by the end of each line. And then with words like by, rubbed by, covered by, covered by, covered by. And then the sea, the earth, the bone, the hair. So that's how you can actually use parallelism structure. How about in this problem solving riddle? Okay, so this one uses rhyming words like returned, fetched, arrived. Right? Okay. So class, if you are asked to create a riddle, that's how excuse me, that's how you can also structure your own riddle, no? Siguro, since we are, starting to create riddle, we are beginners, so you can definitely use parallelism and rhyming words, no? We can use the simple, structure of a riddle. Okay? And that's it, everyone, for this lesson. I hope you learned many things about proverbs and riddles. And I'll see you in our face to face class for our activity about this lesson. Thank you, class, and have a great day. Bye.